G'day gardeners. Today what I want to talk to you about is compost. What we have here is your old classic corner of the yard compost tumbler. This is great for those who don't have a huge amount of compost. When you get into bigger volumes of compost, you want a bigger composter, a bigger tumbler, or a bigger mound. Okay. Now what we've got going on here is we've got in this side, we've got fresh stuff going in here, and I've put my hand in there and it's actually quite warm. That's a good sign. Got some brown materials which can include things like your cardboards and green materials. There's also a lot of coffee grounds and the like in here, which counts as a green material even though it's brown. Okay? So that's the fresh stuff, and you want that balance between the brown and green materials. If your compost stinks, you got a problem. It's either too wet, it's too dry, some easy to do things to fix that up. So that's baking away, and I'll turn that probably once a week. This side, this has been here longer and it's hotter, which is good as well. And it's breaking down, you can see there, it's breaking down to be some nice dirt there. That's going to be great for the garden. And once again, it'll get turned on once a week, and if I put my hand down into there, I can really feel the heat. It's really going well. So that's a good pile. I'm happy with that. But to get a compost heap really hot and get it really decomposing quickly, you need volume. And really, these aren't big enough to create that much heat. You're looking at probably a metre cube. Nowhere near that in this. Let's go and see what I've got going over in the other corner of the garden. Okay, so here, this is a bigger heap. Okay, now it's not nearly a 1 metre cubed, but it's a lot bigger. This is probably about 4 loads of that tumbler in here. Problem is, of course, it's breaking down and getting smaller all the time. We've got our compost thermometer in here, and at the moment it's not as hot as I would like it to be. So I'm going to give it a bit of a turn today and try and see if we can get that reaction happening in the middle of it, get it a bit hotter. Okay, so I'll uncover him. Hello JJ. Uncover him. Doesn't really have to be covered. I was a bit worried about the smell, but it just smells nice and earthy. Okay. And you can see there, I'll show you a bit of this. See that? That's going into some nice soil, and it's got larvae in there. It's got maggots in there, and that's okay. They're eating it, they're breaking it down. They're going to make that really compost nice and quickly. Take the old thermometer out of there and we'll give him a bit of a mix. Alright, now to do this mix, I'd probably be better off with a pitchfork, but I don't have one. It's up at school. So I'm using a shovel. It doesn't have to be back-breaking work, but it's good for your health if it is. Alright, let's get into it. That'll do it. You might have seen I got my hands in there. If you're gonna be a gardener, you've got to get your hands dirty. All right, well, I reckon that'll do our compost. She's looking good. I reckon another month and we'll be getting this onto the garden and we'll plant up some lovely new veggies in it. All right, thanks for viewing, and get out there, get your hands dirty.